sustainability refers to the ability of a system or practice to endure over time, while develop represents growth and progress within societies. When these two ideas converge, they form the concept of sustainable development, a framework that balances environmental protection, economic growth, and also social well-being. This concept was formally introduced in the 1987 Brundtland Report, which defines sustainable development as a meeting present needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own standard. Achieving this requires a long-term planning, strong governance, and also an international cooperation, especially since environmental problems transcend national borders. As awareness of sustainable development grows, governance is no longer driven solely by governments. Interest groups and pressure groups have become increasingly influential, playing a vital role in shaping policy, holding government accountable, and also advocating for sustainability. Therefore, this presentation will explore how interest and pressure groups contribute to sustainable development by influencing policymaking and also ensuring that environmental, economic, and social consideration remain as a central to national agenda. And pressure group are important non-government actors with modern governance. According to Arman and Powell, an interest group refers to a group of individuals who are connected by shared bonds of concern and advantage and who are aware of this common interest. This group may be formally organized with continuous membership, or they may operate on a more intermittent basis depending on shared objectives. Interest groups are typically formed to pursue specific goals, and in doing so, they may seek to influence government institutions in order to advance their interests. This influence, however, does not always involve direct confrontation. In contrast, pressure groups, as characterized by David Drummond, are attitude groups that make specific claims upon other groups within society, particularly the state. Their primary role is to articulate demands and actively shape policy outcomes. Although the term pressure group often carries negative connotations and suggests forceful methods, this group remains a crucial part of governance as they advocate for accountability and public interest, including sustainable development.
The first strategy used by interest groups in advancing sustainable development is partnership and collaboration with private sector. These partnerships and collaborations are important because sustainability challenges cannot be solved by a single actor. Through collaboration, interest groups gain access to funding, technology, and expertise, while private companies improve their environmental and social responsibility. This approach supports SDG 17 partnerships for the goals. A good example is WWF Malaysia, which collaborates with private companies to promote sustainable business practices. Through its partnership with Unilever, WWF Malaysia supports the production of certified sustainable palm oil and forest conservation efforts. This collaboration helps reduce deforestation, protect wildlife habitats, and promotes responsible supply chains. At the same time, WWF Malaysia also collaborates with Bunge, a global agriculture company. In this collaboration, WWF Malaysia provides technical conservation expertise, while Bunge uses satellite monitoring technology to detect deforestation and land use changes. This allows Bunge to uphold its no deforestation, no pit, no exploitation (NDPE) commitment and ensure sustainable sourcing. Overall, this example shows that partnerships and collaborations with private sector allows interest groups to influence corporate behavior, achieve measurable environmental outcomes, and contribute to environmental, economic, and social sustainability.
Moving on to the next point, targeted policy advocacy. Advocacy involves representative or defending the interests of individual or groups. Policy advocacy specifically is the use of strategies by organizations to influence public decision making, either to change or preserve policy. It can be carried out 3 levels: micro, focusing on individual or families; meso, targeted communities; and macro, which operate at the government level. At the macro level, interest groups utilize several strategic approaches. Grassroots mobilization unites community members to raise awareness and generate public pressure. Phone and mail campaigns are used to reach and influence public opinion, while lobbying provides policymakers with information and policy recommendations. Activities include working and sit-in aimed to increase issue visibility and urgency. Policy advocacy play a vital role in advancing sustainable development goals by ensuring laws and regulations remain effective and relevant to current challenges. For instance, weak forest governance affects SDG 15, which focus on life on land and sustainable forest management. For example, in Malaysia, we have Sahabat Alam Malaysia, SAM, Effective Policy Advocacy. Founded in 1977, SAM promotes environmental justice, community participation, and sustainable development. It conducts advocacy at local, national, and international level, addressing issues that impact communities and ecosystems. In 2014, SAM spread out legislative briefing paper which highlighted gaps in law governing indigenous customary land rights. This advocacy influenced the National Forestry Amendment Act 2022, mandating public inquiries before forest reserve removal, thereby strengthening justice, transparency, and alignment with SDG 16 on strong institutions and access to justice.
Now, for pressure group, public awareness campaigns are one of the main strategies used by pressure group to promote sustainable development. This campaign aims to educate the public and encourage real behavior change. For example, EcoNights focuses on reducing single-use plastic and promoting waste segregation. This campaign helps increase recycling practices, reduce landfill dependency, and support nation's national waste management targets under SDG 12. Public awareness is also important in health and education. The Malaysian Red Crescent Society use social media to spread information on hygiene, disease prevention, and vaccination, which helps reduce preventable illnesses and ease pressure on the healthcare system. Meanwhile, the Young Energy Explorer program educates students about renewable energy and energy efficiency, preparing future generations to support a low-carbon economy under SDG 4. In addition, campaigns like DBKL's Urban Greening Initiative involve communities in tree planting and urban greening. This effort helps reduce urban heat, improve air quality, and strengthen climate resilience, especially as Kuala Lumpur faces increasing climate risk, supporting SDG 13. Overall, public awareness campaigns are effective because they turn awareness into action and help make sustainable development a shared responsibility.
So let's move to the second strategy done by pressure group, which is coercive pressure during COVID-19 in Malaysia. During the COVID-19 pandemic, life in Malaysia was heavily disrupted by lockdowns, movement control orders MCO, and strict health regulations imposed by the government. These measures created strong coercive pressure during forcing organizations to adapt quickly. Many companies implemented work from home arrangements, strict sanitation practices, and workplace distancing, while some also contributed by donating protective equipment and supporting hospitals and vaccination programs. This shows how government regulation and public expectation push organizations to act responsibly in line with health-related sustainable development goals. The pandemic also influenced public attitudes in Malaysia, increasing awareness of environmental sustainability and social responsibility. More people supported eco-friendly practices, and employees adopted more sustainable behavior at work. However, this positive change occur alongside serious socio-economic challenges. Many low-income households face job losses and income reductions, slowing progress towards sustainable development goals related to poverty reduction and economic equality. In response, civil society organizations and pressure groups became more active in promoting inclusive and sustainable development. Groups such as the CSO SDG Alliance and advocated accessible public services, while resident coalition in Kuala Lumpur, Kota Damansara and Bukit Kiara pressure authorities to protect forests from unsustainable development. In conclusion, although COVID-19 created major challenges, cooperating between the government, private sector, and pressure groups remains crucial for achieving Malaysia's 2030 Sustainable Development Goals.
Now let's take a look at the challenges faced by interest and pressure group. The first challenge of interest group is conflict of interest. For example, an NGO may want to focus on environmental programs, while a corporate partner is more interested in profit or publicity. This can affect trust and decision making. So a solution is to have formal policies to identify and manage potential conflict. Second, limited resources. Many NGOs have small staff, limited funding, or lack of technical expertise, making it hard to collect data, analyze policies, and make recommendations. A solution is to have partnerships with research institutions or other NGOs to share data and knowledge. Next, we move on to the pressure groups. The first challenge of pressure groups is resistance to change. People may struggle to follow new rules or procedures because it disrupts their daily routines. For instance, students face difficulties adapting to online classes during COVID-19. A solution is to adjust schedules, provide recorded lectures, and make rules easier to follow. Second, pressure groups also face difficulty in reaching all communities. Rural or low-income groups may miss important health messages. For example, many adults were unaware of the Healthy Plate campaign. A solution is to use simple illustrations, local languages, and deliver materials directly to households.
In conclusion, pressure and interest groups play a vital role in promoting sustainable development. They influence policies, raise public awareness, and push businesses to adopt more responsible practices. Through partnerships with the private sector, they strengthen the accountability, protect communities, and support environmental stewardship. While challenges like limited resources and resistance to change remain, their continued efforts are essential. Malaysia's success in achieving the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals depends on ongoing collaboration between government, industry, civil society, and these committed groups.